Hi Kelvin family! This video will explain what school staff and teacher users with limited permissions can expect to see in their Kelvin Launchpad. We'll show you your settings menu for notifications, visible Launchpad features and pulse list page features, as well as resources you can find in the Pulse Toolbox. Alright, I am logged in as a school staff user with limited permissions. So in an earlier video, we showed you what it looked like for school staff with full permissions, but we're going to take you through kind of a tour of the Launchpad of what it looks like when those permissions are limited. So first I want to take you to the top right, this circle with the J inside of it. That's the initial for the user, James. So I'm going to click the J and then click on settings. And here in my settings menu, I can see system admins for my district, and I would want to reach out to one of these individuals if I had questions as a school staff or a teacher user, if I wanted to know about permissions or additional access that I would need in the site. I can also see the email that I'm signed in as, and then also I can manage my personal notifications from here. So I have these unchecked right now, the Pulse email reminders and email reports that come after a Pulse is closed. I could check to opt back into those emails. You'll also see this notify me when students request assistance. Now I'll only receive those if my system admins have designated me as a user that should receive those requests to speak to an adult. So I'm going to click Save My Settings, and now it's been updated. I'll receive those emails once again. Going back to the Launchpad, if I click up here, it's going to take us back to our landing page, and you'll notice I just have a student's card as well as a results for a Pulse that was shared with me. If I had full permissions, I would see a card right here that says Create a Pulse, which would allow me to create a student Pulse, or this request card on the other side of the student's card, which I don't have access or visibility to. Let's click on the student's card and see what's available to me. So I can see 504 students, and that's just for my school site. Because I'm a school admin, I'll only see the users or students at my specific school, not at other schools in the district. You'll notice if I scroll through, I can see my full list of students. If I try to click on it, nothing happens for me because I don't have any access to their timelines. I can filter if I want to look at a specific grade, or maybe I want to look at students in a specific class, so I can click there and see if that applies to any students here. I have 26 students in that class. And then also in this drop-down menu at the top left corner of the page, you'll see that I don't have the options I had if I would have had full permissions. I can only see if I have opted out students, which I have no students opted out at my site. And we can clear those filters too to see if that updates. Yep, so no students are opted out at my school. Coming back to my Launchpad, I can click on the results that have been shared with me. So if I click on this card under results, you'll notice that it gives me the details of that Pulse when it was administered, that it's been administered 3 times, and it will show me a comparison of just the students at my school in green compared to the district in blue. So I can see my school has a little bit lower scores than, or favorability than the district. I could also add other filters and look through by grade level. You'll notice that school is not an option because I am only given visibility to my school. If I were a district admin, I'd be able to search by different schools in the district. But I can look by ethnicity or gender or race or a specific class, so I can come in and filter some more. And you'll notice that my summary numbers have changed here. And I'll still get that comparison to the district just to my group of Black students that I've selected. If you wanted to, you can click through and look at the rest of the reports up here in the Skittles menu, but let's take a look at our Pulse list page to see what else we might have access to. So in my Pulse list page, you'll notice that if I would have had permissions to create a Pulse, that this plus green plus pulses button would have appeared here at the top left, but that's not there because I have not been given access or permission to create pulses. I can still search different pulses that exist. I could see a draft pulse, and this was if I had previously had permission to edit or create a pulse, but now that's gone. Student sense of belonging pulse. This is a pulse that somebody else created. I can hover over the details to find out more information, so I can see that this is going to happen 7 times. This pulse will be administered. If I click on the ... it will let me view participants for this pulse, and that will only show me participants from my school. And then the same for the social emotional wellness survey. This pulse actually has no upcoming dates, so if I click the ... I'll only see a view results option. So I cannot edit these pulses because I don't have pulse creation access, but I can come in and take a look at participants or results. The last thing that I wanted to show you is the toolbox. So if I click up here at the toolbox, that gives me some nice resources, SEL activities or lessons that can be implemented at classrooms in my school. So I can search by the dimension that I'm looking at. If I wanted to find a growth mindset activity, I can come through and pick one that I like. So maybe I want to use this power of belief video, or I just want to check it out. So if I click on it, it will give me more information. You'll see it's linked to this TED Talk, and you'll notice it comes from PERTS. On the ... at the top, I can either print this activity or bookmark it. Let's bookmark it so I can get back to it easier later. If I come back to my toolbox, I can also search by the type of activity, best practices, or by lessons. And then you can also search by the source, so where we're pulling these resources from. And if I click on this bookmarks, you'll see any activities or resources that I have saved for later. So that is what a school staff or a teacher would see if you have limited permissions. Keep in mind, a teacher, if they clicked on this student's card, will only see students that are rostered to them. They will not see the full school of students. And then also for the social emotional wellness survey, if this survey was shared with a teacher, they would only see results for students that are rostered to them. Again, not the full school. Let's pause here to check what you learned about school staff and teachers with limited permissions. For users with limited permissions in the Launchpad, school staff will only see students at their site in the student's card, and teachers will only see students rostered to them. You can also access the opted out students list within the student's card. Teachers will only see students rostered to them, not all students at the school. If a pulse has been shared with you, you can view and filter results for your school as a school staff, or your class if you're a teacher. You can also view participants for an upcoming pulse. This video showed school staff and teachers with limited permissions where they can access notification settings, what Launchpad and Pulse list page features are available, and showed you resources within your Pulse toolbox. If you are a school staff or teacher user and still have questions about your permissions in the Pulse Launchpad, you can reach out to one of the system admins listed on your settings page or submit a ticket to hello@kelvin.education.